In November 2011, we spent a week in Turkish North Cyprus. The weather was very unsettled for the first few days. Our first full day there was their Independence Day, but the planned parade had to be cancelled because of the storms. We were treated to a very good display by the Turkish Air Force, however. We stayed in Kyrenia on the north coast, which has the lovely harbour shown here on a much better day later in the week. There are lots of interesting exhibits spread around the large castle at Kyrenia harbour, including the remains of a boat built around 300 years before Christ. The other main site of interest in and around Kyrenia is Belapais Abbey. Nicosia is now the only divided capital in Europe. It was easy to cross over to the Greek part by showing our passports, but we emerged into a modern shopping street that could have been anywhere in the world, so we quickly returned to the far more interesting Turkish part. St. Sophia Cathedral, built in the 14th century, was converted into a mosque when the Ottomans invaded in the 16th century. High up in the hills to the south of Kyrenia, St. Hilarion Castle offered some good exercise and great views over the north coast. Famagusta, on the eastern coast, is another old walled city, with the skyline dominated by a large mosque originally built as a cathedral. A few miles to the north of Famagusta lies the ancient ruined city of Salamis. It's a very large site, spread out along the coast. As well as the usual columns and Roman baths, there are lots of mosaics and a very large theatre. Almost all of North Cyprus is quiet and unspoilt, but the Karpaz Peninsula at the extreme northeast of the island is by far the most remote. This monastery at the far end of the peninsula was something of a disappointment, but fortunately the scenery along the way made the trip well worthwhile. On the way back from Karpaz to Kyrenia, we climbed up to another old castle for some more spectacular views. At the western boundary of Turkish North Cyprus, Soli is the site of another ancient city. It's much less extensive than Salamis, but has a large number of mosaics and a very well preserved theatre. We both thought North Cyprus was well worth a visit, and managed to see everything we wanted to within the week we were there.